Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear respected elders, brothers, sisters, and children. The topic is on Bibi Masooma Qum al-Islam. We first begin by thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us this tawfiq to speak some words about the great lady Bibi Masooma Qum sallallahu, whose wiladat we commemorate in these days. Briefly, I would like to mention some points regarding this holy lady. However, we must say that we cannot do justice to this holy lady in the short time we have today. In honor of Bibi Masooma, if we can recite aloud salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wajil farajun. Before her birth, we find even before her birth, this holy lady was mentioned by the infallible Imams in numerous traditions. In one narration, Imam Sadiq al-Islam said, "A lady from my children whose name will be Fatima, daughter of Musa, will die in Qum. On the day of judgment, this lady will intercede for all my Shia to enter the heaven." It is mentioned that such traditions were mentioned by Imam Sadiq al-Islam even before the birth of his son, the seventh Imam, Imam Musa al-Qasim al-Islam, the father of Lady Fatima Masooma. Since Imam al-Qasim al-Islam was born in 128 AH and Lady Fatima Masooma in 173 AH, this speech was made at least 45 years before her birth. Therefore, the good news of her birth was foretold more than 45 years before she was born. This in itself speaks volumes about the high status of this noble lady. Her name, now regarding her name, Fatima Masooma, we find further beautiful meanings. It has been emphasized in many traditions that the choosing of a suitable name for a child is the responsibility of the father. The recommendation is that if the child is a boy, then the name of the Prophet ﷺ and the Imams al-Islam, especially the names of Muhammad and Ali, should be chosen for him. And for a daughter, there is no name more suitable than Fatima. The Imams, due to their high esteem of Lady Fatima Zahra al-Islam, would accord great respect and reverence to the name Fatima, so much so that when one of his companions informed Imam al-Sadiq al-Islam that he had chosen the name Fatima for his daughter, the Imam exclaimed, Then he said, "Now that you have kept her name Fatima, be careful not to ever curse or beat her." And it was due to this respect that the Imams would name their children by these holy names, and usually more than one child had the fortune to have such a noble name. Especially so in the case of Imam al-Qasim al-Islam, who named 4 of his daughters Fatima, as mentioned previously. We know that the name of Lady Fatima Masooma was Fatima al-Kubra. Masooma, the title of Masooma, was given to this noble lady by her brother Imam al-Rida al-Islam. It is worth noting that this title was awarded to her after her death, and she was referred to by this name during her lifetime. This also nullifies the enormous view that she died after her brother Imam al-Rida on hearing the news of his death. Imam Rida also said, "Whoever visits Masooma in Qum is like the one who has visited me." Karamat al-Bayt. This title, meaning the noble one of the family of the Prophet, was given to her by either Imam al-Baqir or Imam al-Sadiq al-Islam in a dream seen by Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad Marashi Najafi, the father of Sayyid Shahabuddin Marashi Najafi. This noble man was very interested in finding the exact location of the burial place of Lady Fatima Zahra, and for this purpose he spent 40 days supplicating so that he could be privileged with this information. On the 40th night after the completion of his prayers, he went to sleep, and in his dream he saw himself present at the grave of either Imam al-Baqir al-Islam or Imam al-Sadiq al-Islam, both of whom are buried in Jannat al-Baqi in Medina. Imam said to him, I advise you to go to the Kareem, meaning noble one, of the Al-Bayt. He thought that by Kareem al-Bayt, Imam was referring to Lady Fatima Zahra. So he answered, yes, I have been supplicating for this very purpose, so that I may know the exact place of the holy grave of this noble personality, enabling me to perform her pilgrimage. The Imam said, I meant the holy grave of Lady Bibi Masooma Qum. Then the Imam added, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desire that the location of the holy grave of Lady Fatima Zahra be hidden from everyone. Therefore, the Imam has placed the grave of Lady Fatima Masooma in a place of the grave of Lady Fatima Zahra, and so all the honor and grandeur that would have been accorded to the grave of Lady Fatima Zahra should be given to the grave of Lady Fatima Masooma. On waking from his dream, the late Marashi made an intention to travel to Qum with his family in order to perform the pilgrimage of Lady Fatima Masooma, and he carried out this intention without any delay. He died in Najaf in the year 1338 AH. The other titles that have been given to Lady Fatima Masooma are Tahira, Hamida, Bahra, Rashida, Takiya, Nakiya, Radia, Mardiya, Saidiya, Ukhat al-Rida. Her high status. Before we finish for today, we also find her high status highlighted in many others too. For example, we read in one ziyarat of Bibi Masooma, we address her as the daughter of the Prophet of God, the daughter of Fatima and Khadija, the daughter of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali al-Islam, the daughter of Hassan and Hussein al-Islam, the daughter of the Vicegerent of God al-Qasim, the sister of the Vicegerent of God al-Raza, and the aunt of the Vicegerent of God al-Jawad. May the blessings of Allah be on all of them. And further, at another part of her ziyarah, we request her by saying, O Fatima, intercede for me so that I enter heaven, for indeed you have a great status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The intercession of this noble lady in the matter of our entrance to heaven has been mentioned before in the authentic tradition from Imam al-Sadiq al-Islam and in the salutation taught by Imam al-Raza al-Islam. We also find Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying that Bibi Fatima Zahra, that may her father be sacrificed for her. Similarly, Imam Qasim al-Islam would say the same for his daughter Lady Masooma Qum. This is very important because, one, it compares the status of Lady Fatima Masooma to that of a Lady Fatima Zahra, since it is the same phrase that the Prophet also used. And secondly, the statement itself comes from an Imam, and that further emphasizes the status of Lady Fatima Masooma. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our efforts for Him to remove all of our difficulties and to allow us to receive the shafa of Bibi Masooma in the hereafter, and to allow us to perform her ziyarat very soon, inshallah. We end with a loud salawat in honor of Bibi Masooma Qum. Allahumma swalli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.